What does it take to carry on a legacy, but simultaneously reinvent it in your own image? The Buried Alive Horror Film Festival in Atlanta challenges aspiring filmmakers to create a short horror film in just 13 days from concept to premiere. And yet, the headliner for the 2025 festival has been chipping away at her directorial debut for the last decade. Horror brings us together, reminds us that we're all red on the inside, that we'll all die someday, and that we're all just a flimsy set of beliefs designed unconsciously to protect us from the universal feeling of primal fear. Join us as we interview the newest Romero to shamble into the spotlight today on Homespun Haints. Hello, I'm Diana from Homespun Haints, and I just wanted to let you know that you're watching the long version of our interview with Tina Romero that contains a full episode of Homespun Haints, including commentary and conversation by Becky and Diana, and some extra bonus interviews with other participants of the Buried Alive Film Festival Atlanta 2025, including an impromptu ghost story. If you prefer just the short version that only has the interview with Tina Romero, you can definitely find a shorter version in the link below in the comments. But hopefully you stick around for the full show and enjoy listening. Hello, Haunted Loves. Welcome to Homespun Haints. I'm Diana.
And I'm Becky, and I'm back.
Today we're going to talk about somebody that Becky met that Diana would really love to meet. But she was in Atlanta, so Here's Becky.
So I had the opportunity to have an exclusive interview with Tina Romero, yes, of that Romero, George Romero's daughter, and she just made a film called Queens of the Dead. It's a zombie movie, but in a drag bar.
Yes.
And
So fun.
It is a lot of fun. Of course, there was a viewing of this movie, but before the viewing, I got to sit down with Tina herself, and we are going to air that interview here in a little bit. You can consider it your little gift from us. But yeah, so Tina's she was such a sweet lady. She's so cool. She was so cool. Oh my God. She was so fun. And I later found...
I wish I could have been there.
I know. Okay, so here's the thing. We tried to move heaven and earth to get Diana out there. We had maybe 3 or 4 days notice that this is going to happen.
We don't have any friends who would charter us a plane for free. What's wrong with our friend group?
We don't fly in those circles. Sorry. Yeah. No. I mean, if somebody wants to set us up with an exclusive interview with Tina Romero, we got those connections.
Yes.
Chartered plane? Nope.
Becky, I think our connections are more valuable.
I agree. And besides, we got the whole thing on film. My lovely husband came with me and filmed the whole thing. And Diana prepared these amazing questions. And after the interview, Tina came up to me and she said, "Those were some of the best questions I've ever gotten."
Yes. That was my goal.
We, Homespun Haints, we're the only podcast that actually got an interview.
Whoa, that's cool.
We sat and talked in this empty theater, and there were a few people that started to shuffle in.
Were they moaning and shuffling at the same time?
Well, it's hard to shuffle in really high heels. It was more of like a... It was kind of funny watching these stars on the stage walking in these very, very high heels, with their legs like this. It was hilarious. The movie was so fun. But we're leaving, and the people who had shuffled in and realized what they had stumbled in upon were just starstruck. Somebody grabbed the arm of the assistant who was there kind of just keeping an eye on things while we had the interview. And he said, "That was better than any film I've ever seen. Just being able to be a fly on the wall in that interview." And I was like, Yeah, we
How
should have
cool.
charged admission for that. So that's
Right?
just to give you a little taste of what's to come here. Buried Alive Film Festival is Atlanta's horror film festival. It is
Lovely.
incredible. It happens like the first weekend of November every year. So it's after Halloween. You don't have to interrupt any of your Halloween plans. But if you're a horror fan, you're a horror fan. It doesn't matter what time of year.
Yeah.
It's at the Plaza Theater, which is this really cute independent theater down in the city, in a fabulous part of town. Not downtown or uptown or anything, one of those cute neighborhoods. And the film festival went on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tina's film was the big grand finale. I also went down Thursday night because Thursday night they had what they called the Sinema Challenge, spelled Sinema
Of course.
challenge. And you're going to hear from some of those filmmakers as well because Jennifer, you've seen her on this show. I dragged her down there way past her bedtime on a school night. Poor thing. She was game. We enjoyed it. And we got to watch all of these little independent films. Some of them were very, very interesting. My daughter was also in the audience. She caught a ride with someone from school. So I was like, oh gosh, I can't believe she's watching this. There's a lot of nudity and masturbation, things like that.
Can we mention that your daughter was your hookup with this situation?
Yes. Okay. So my daughter is currently dating the son of the person who owns the film festival. So good taste.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, so Jennifer and I were there, and then we went up and interviewed some of the filmmakers afterward. And for this challenge, they were given a genre, and then they were given a card from Cards Against Humanity.
Love this.
And then they had 13 days to script, act, produce, film, edit, everything. A film.
That sort of levels the playing field, only having 13 days to get your idea to realization. Did they have a limited budget too,
No.
or was it just whatever they chose?
No, but I mean, these people are they got day jobs, this is not like Steven Spielberg popping in.
Very indie.
These are people like you and me. And now some of the films were definitely of the quality that you would expect. I've been to a lot of film festivals.
You're an artiste, of course you have.
New York, Chicago, Atlanta. And these films were really good.
For 13 days.
Oh, yeah.
Or just in general.
It was hilarious. One of the films I watched was called Gooned to Death.
Gooned to Death.
I'll just describe it. I go sit down with my giant thing of popcorn and my friends with me, and I'm like, we're going to watch some horror. And she's like, yay. And it is a movie about a guy who masturbates so much that his dick falls off. And so he goes to a doctor who's like, well, I just happen to have these substances from Chernobyl that can help it grow back.
Grow back?
Yeah, grow back.
Like an octopus.
Like an octopus.
Starfish. Nice.
But he drinks all of them instead of just choosing one. And his dick does grow back, but it's like 4 feet long.
Oh, that's inconvenient.
Yeah, and he starts killing people with it, bludgeoning them over the head. It's
on accident?
Oh no, he goes crazy because he's got Chernobyl juice in his body.
We know how that goes.
Yeah. It's I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, I can't believe my daughter's watching this.
Why not?
Yeah,
she's double digits. It's fine.
It's fine. I was like, let's not tell your father about this. And then she comes in. She's like, Dad, there was a movie with somebody with a 4-foot penis prosthetic that was bludgeoning people with it. And I was like, it's art.
At least she said prosthetic. That's well,
yeah, I mean,
a little realism.
That child's not that naive. She knows they don't come in that size.
Thought you were going to say when he drank all of the Chernobyl juice, he got penises all over his body.
That would have been amazing.
Goosebumps, except every time you get goosebumps, it's dick.
Penises? Oh, Diana, I think we're going to have to enter this film festival.
Hopefully,
We've
that's
got
the card we get.
Yes.
Dick fingers. That is the Cards Against Humanity card. Wow.
Yeah, so it was funny. It was great. It was great. If you're in the Atlanta area, definitely check out the Buried Alive Film Festival next year when it comes around. You can follow them on Instagram, Buried Alive Film Fest. It was just a really, really great production. They put a lot of work into it, and it was just so fun. I had such a blast. I had so much fun being there. Even my husband had fun.
Oh, good.
My husband,
Oh.
who gets repeatedly dragged to things, rolling his eyes. He appreciates supporting independent artists.
Mhm.
And that was a big part of it. Some guy came around selling the soundtrack to his movie on vinyl. And he was like dressed in a suit and everything. He was like, "Would you like to buy my soundtrack on vinyl?" And I was
Oh.
like, "Hell yeah." That's such a creative idea. We went home and we listened to it. He signed it and
Cool.
everything. It was really cute.
Punk rock. I love that.
It was not punk rock at
Oh.
all. It was like a movie soundtrack on record.
Wouldn't you want a movie soundtrack playing all the time in your life if you had a choice? And wouldn't it be a horror movie if you had a choice?
His movie is called The Rose, and it's a cornfield horror movie.
Oh,
You know.
cornfields.
Yeah, I love
Nice.
cornfield horror. Anyway, that was a completely different experience than what I had this most recent weekend. Since we are into the holidays, I've been doing some holiday things, and I did what on paper looks like a totally fun goth thing to do.
Okay.
But in actuality, it was the complete opposite.
It was not goth after all.
Not goth at all.
So
No.
many things end up going down that street, don't they?
There's a chain of antique malls in Atlanta called Queen of Hearts.
Oh, what,
And
like a literal chain, not
it's
just like a row, an antique row.
no. It's a antique mall, but they have 3 locations. The location closest to me, I go to all the time. My friend Tracy has a couple booths there because she was unemployed for a while and, as she likes to say, was left unsupervised with power tools and started refinishing furniture.
Whoops.
I just bought these really, really cool, funky orange velvet chairs there, like from the 70s. They're
Oh,
amazing.
sweet.
I can't wait for you to see them.
That's so very you.
Yeah, it is. They're velvet. The cats can't get their claws in them. Lo and behold, they were like hella cheap. I guess that's not a common thing people want. I don't know. But I'm like, this place is great. Like, it's just got weird shit everywhere. It's like weird shit. And I'm like, I love it. I love it. Well, they had this thing. It was called the Queen Sweep. And it was 12 hours on you, basically, that you started in the location closest to you, and then you got on a giant charter bus and they took you to the next location and you spent 3 hours there, and then you got on a
Oh,
giant charter bus. I mean, these locations are like 45 minutes apart. Yeah,
wow.
so it was
That's
a
wild.
12-hour day of antiquing
Oh,
and chartered buses to and from, and they provided food and wine and mimosas and desserts and snacks. And my mother was like, "I would really like to do that." And I was like, "That sounds like fun. Sure, let's do it."
that's a good mother-daughter thing.
You should have seen the things my mom bought. They were so weird. She got these like lamppost warmers. They're like back in the
What?
day when they had like or insulators. They were lamppost insulators back in the day when they had to have a
Like
glass.
gas lamps?
Yeah, it looks like a glass bell and it has cork on the inside. And you'd put them on top of like phone poles, I think. She said phone poles to insulate them against the cold. I don't know how this
Like you
works.
do with your faucet outdoors
Maybe.
in
She
the
bought
winter?
3 of
Weird.
these, one at each location.
Why?
I don't know. She also bought an old rotary phone. Um,
Just to teach the grandkids about.
yep. Some old paintings. I was like looking at her cart and I was like, "Okay, Mom." But I got a musical instrument.
Oh no, not another one.
Are you ready for this?
No.
This is one of the most old-timey instruments you can buy.
Oh, wait. Oh. Oh. Is it a harp? No. Is it a lute? You do work with stringed instruments a lot. It's a washboard. Nice. So that is still used as a musical instrument in modern composition?
Well, it will be in mine.
Yay.
I got my husband a musical instrument, too. I got him something he's always asking for more of.
Oh,
I got him a cowbell.
a cowbell. Doesn't everybody want more cowbell? It's classic.
So I was very excited because I'd actually been looking for a washboard.
I thought you'd never get one that I knew how to play.
Well, Diana, you got to get over here and we can form our band. I got my banjo. Anyway, all this is to say, yeah, it sounds like a great time, right? Like, and there were a couple weirdos, but okay, maybe there's one weirdo. There was one lady wandering around in a giant fur coat and a top hat.
Oh, nice.
And there was another lady dressed completely like she stepped out of 1945. Like she had the victory curls going on and everything.
Cool.
Everybody else was a white middle-aged lady wearing Christmas stuff. People even
with their mother.
With their mother.
Yeah. I figured. It sounds like a perfect place to take your mom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The sad part of it was like, you and I, we run in these circles with other people that are strange.
Aging goths.
Yes. And the problem with that is you don't realize just how boring normal people are until you have to spend 12 hours with them.
I've made a very strong effort to cut boring normal people out of my life.
Yeah, I was ready to choke a bitch. I just don't get it. Like, I swear, some of these people have never had to dig up a body.
Well, maybe next time I visit Atlanta, you'll take me on a 12-hour tour. Lateral tasting of antiques. I can appreciate being on a bus that will carry your giant velvet chairs home for you. That is actually the most valuable part of this experience, as far as I can tell. Except, of course, for the loving family time you got to spend with your mom. Did she like the tour?
She loved it. She can't wait to do it again next year.
Just in case you want to sponsor us.
Queen of Hearts, yes. One of the managers, she was on the front of the bus with a microphone, and she had a little script. So she was like, welcome to the Queen Sweep, where you're going to dazzle in Marietta, find treasure in Alpharetta, and scoop up some cool finds in Buford. It was cute for the first 5 minutes, and then I was like, oh. But we have this thing here in Atlanta called the Fur Bus, and it's a party bus you can rent. Apparently, it used to be full of fur, but it got really gross.
Yeah, it did.
So they took the fur out, but it's still called the Fur Bus.
Just what I want in my shared transportation. Fur.
You know, when people are like, how do I make friends as an adult?
Buy a bus. Line it with fur. You will make friends eventually.
Speaking of transportation, if you happen to have a hearse that you're trying to offload, the owners of the Buried Alive Film Fest are in the market. So.
Oh, well, I just talked to Eddie, who drove a hearse in a parade in Galveston the other day. And he didn't drive it. He actually rode it like Teen Wolf. Even cooler.
We're going to start with the interviews from the independent filmmaker from the Sinema Challenge. And then we'll talk to you again in a second. Would you mind telling me your name and the name of your film that you just produced?
So my name is Marta Correa, Marta like the train if you're from Atlanta.
Of course.
I am the producer for Hitchhiker. My friend Arun and I, we run Okay at Best. That's our production company name, because we're okay at best. I'm a lawyer for my day job. He works in software engineering, so when we make shorts, it's more of a passion project. We find a lot of these like short film competitions and we enter them, and that's how my coworkers end up being our actors.
You recruit from
yes.
the circle that you know.
And somehow they keep saying yes, and they keep coming and they keep supporting, but it's still a lovely, wonderful way to participate in such a creative, artistic endeavor.
So how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this for a couple years now. I think this
Yeah?
is like our 6th or 7th short film.
Oh, that's incredible.
We have toyed with the idea of even going full-length feature film, but I work for the government, so I certainly don't have the money for it.
What kind of law do you practice then?
I'm a public defender for Fulton County. That's my day job.
Oh, okay.
So
this is your creative outlet, and I'm sure you see some horrors in your day job.
No matter what we do for these shorts, nothing could be as gross as some of the crime scene photos that end up on my desk.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've got the stomach for it.
It definitely takes a special type of person to spend all day looking at, the reality of true crime, and then to go home and make more crime-related things.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so talked about the gore aspect. Have you ever had any paranormal experiences of your own that drew you to this?
Yes.
Oh.
So my mother was actually able to predict my brother and I. She was able to read. I'm like a stealth Hispanic. I know I don't look it. I know I don't sound it. But in my culture, instead of it's not tea leaves, we read like hot chocolate dregs.
Mm-hmm.
And after she married my dad, my aunt made her a cup, and as she finished it, she saw the dregs at the bottom, and she just knew she was going to have 2 children.
Wow.
So we're starting with that, and then growing up in the South, pretty much everything is an ancient burial ground of somebody that was, tormented by colonization.
Right, right.
A lot of this film was shot in my childhood home where windows would randomly open, you could hear footsteps, things would creak, never anything malicious. Even to this day, even though I no longer live there, I will still occasionally do a cleansing smudge of my house, just in case. Sometimes I'll talk out loud, just in case, because, even though there's no hardcore proof, it doesn't hurt to be nice to the ghosts. That's always my
Absolutely.
my take on things, because
Be nice to them, they'll be nice back.
Exactly. I don't want to have the conjuring happen, so I'm always polite to the ghosts that might be in my house.
So, another question. I noticed that you were the only woman standing up there. Is that common in with short films as much as it is in feature length and things like that?
I did notice that. I originally wasn't going to stand up, but Arun dragged me up because we really do kind of co-direct. I mean, I definitely let him sit in the captain's seat, but girls, let's be real. If you work with a man, so much of your time is spent emotionally regulating that man and letting him think that your ideas are his own so he doesn't have a tantrum.
Yes.
I'm going to be real. That is what a lot of it is. Yeah, even recently I was at a queer short film festival that was done recently, and even then the majority were still cis male, men up there. But I will say, I was very much raised in an environment where my voice was equal. My mother was an electrical engineer at a time where she was one of 5 in her graduating class in college, so I certainly have no problems being loud and accepting that, bossy title that women in charge often get.
Good for you.
Yeah, we've been there, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on being here and being in the film.
Thank you. This is so exciting.
Take care.
All right, thanks.
Tell me your names and the names of the films that you worked on.
Levi Morgan, and I directed and co-wrote with my girlfriend Forged in Fire.
Okay. And?
I'm Chad Hudson, and we did Hex in the City.
Wait, is your girlfriend here right now? Yes, absolutely.
She wrote.
Oh,
How
well,
about
good.
that? She wrote.
How about
here?
We have, all the writers, all the directors.
Yeah, we need to represent.
It's
Yeah,
a team
yeah,
effort.
let's get it.
Absolutely.
Make
Tell
it.
me your card.
My card was, that's the one I just said, multiple stab wounds was the only
Multiple stab wounds.
bit of
Okay.
direction.
And Twisted Romance.
And Twisted Romance was
All
the
right,
genre
yes,
that we
yes. So that you're probably I can do so much with this.
Exactly. Too much is the issue, because you start thinking about all the tropes
things.
and the ideas.
Yes. And how about you?
We pulled demon/demonic,
which again you can go any direction with.
Right.
And part of me wish I would have put it back because my parents are very religious and they will never watch this film now. Oh. So. But and then we also pulled what was the other one?
Relationship status.
Relationship status.
You mentioned that like demonic material would be really uncomfortable. Is it personally uncomfortable, or you're just worried about it?
It's not personally uncomfortable. I just know my parents are not.
Right.
They're not fans of that.
Do they usually watch your films? Are they usually supportive?
They watch it depending on the material. I kind of warn them.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. We prep them for it. We tell them the subject matter, and then they decide if they want to watch it or not.
Got it.
Yeah.
But we did just do another short film that had a Ouija board in it, so we're all for possession and summoning spirits. But
We have a lot of fun. Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Sounds like you're going to hell.
Yeah. This sounds like
I don't think so.
It's
I
fun down there.
repent for the sins right afterward. We yelled cut. I'm all for it.
On our podcast, we actually talk to people who've had some real world experiences in these areas. Have you ever had anything that you've done for a film where it's like, I think I might have opened some door I wasn't supposed to?
I was a little worried with the Ouija board
Same.
because up until
Yeah.
now I've never interacted with the Ouija board, which I know this for a different film, but
Yeah.
that was one I was a little worried, but there was
fine.
nothing happened.
So I think we're okay.
There's still time.
There is still time.
Yeah. Okay, well, just keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
Just keep an eye
yeah.
on it. How about you all? Have you ever had any experiences that might merge the fiction with the real?
I haven't. I don't think I think I'm too oblivious. If anything was happening around me, I probably just didn't notice, and that's for the best because it's not something I'm into.
That'd be a funny premise for a short.
That
Just someone
would be
who's oblivious
cute.
to the demon in their
Doesn't
house.
even.
Yeah. Oh, the refrigerator always opens on its own.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I've ever had any sort of experience. I love to give an interesting answer, but I don't think I've ever had.
I mean, I will say from your perspective, it's not really the spooky part of it that connects to reality, but there's always like some kind of vein to actually what's going on a little bit. Like, you know, last year you had Dance with Death that had like, and your family's dog had just passed away, so that's part of the story. So like, there's like a little bit of like personal connection there to the stories, but never the spooky parts of it.
Oh, okay.
Never the spooky part.
Well, it was so great to talk to you. Can I get all of your names one more time just to make sure we have it in here? Sure.
First and last.
Yes, please.
Sure. I'm Vicky Shaflita.
Okay.
I'm Chad Hudson, director of Hex in the City.
Okay.
I'm Levi Morgan, director of Forged in Fire.
And I'm Lexi Anthony, co-producer of Forged in Fire.
I'm Shane Morton with Silver Scream Effects Lab. I'm better known in Atlanta especially for being the horror host of the Silver Scream Spook Show, Professor Morte, the ghost host with the most. So I've been doing the Silver Scream Spook Show here at the Plaza for 19 years.
Wow. Okay.
An original like live magic show with dance go-go ghouls, and it's everybody says it's like Pee-wee's Playhouse meets the Monsters.
Oh, I love
live
that.
improv. It's my favorite thing I've done with my whole career.
And that's still going?
Yeah, we just had our 19th anniversary show on October 4th. And then we performed in Dallas on Halloween night with Joe Bob Briggs for the Spooktacular.
Nice.
So
nice.
that was another dream come true.
And I understand you've worked with Rob Zombie too.
Oh yeah. I played shows back in the day with White Zombie, and then he came to Atlanta to do Halloween too. I did a lot of work on that.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah.
What an incredible career.
Yeah.
So before we hit record, you mentioned that you have some ghost story about the Plaza Theater that we're in right now.
So I've been involved in the Plaza Theater for a long time. And we actually had a ghost hunter thing come out here that had all the stuff. And I know about the history of this place and like the weird stuff that has happened here. And I didn't tell these people anything because I wanted to see what would happen. And they were totally skeptics, you know. We have these weird feelings in the backstage here. You always feel like when you're in a certain spot that somebody's watching you, and they're like, no, that's this old electrical box in the corner, and it has this thing that triggers. They were totally skeptics. They don't buy into orbs or any of that stuff. The psychic guy shows up, and I'm watching him because he's checking the place out, and he goes upstairs here, and he comes running down. And I was like, okay, let's see. He's like, something really bad happened on that landing up there. And I was like, okay. Because somebody got murdered on that landing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool that he picked up on that.
Yeah.
And then later that night, like, because I stayed here all night with them, and we were like talking back and forth with spirits or whatever you want to call them, and we caught something on film that was really weird. It looked like something peeked behind a curtain and held the curtain open, and we've got it on tape. It was really wild. They had it filmed, you know. Personally, I don't believe in any of that stuff, but like, oh yeah. And I grew up on St. Simon's Island. It was just like one of the most haunted places on earth.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in spirits. I believe that, and I talk about this when I do the Professor Morte thing, because unfortunately for everybody, science is going to explain everything. One day we're going to find out, because I don't believe in God or the devil or any wacky hocus pocus like that. Spirits. I do believe in ghosts, but I believe there's just like a rift in the time-space continuum, something like that. And science is going to explain it away. And just like everything that science does, it enlightens us, but it also takes a little bit of the wonder and the fun out of the world, right? So it's going to be beautiful to know what these things are, but it's also going to suck because it takes some of the magic away. Because I love being scared, and I love the idea of ghosts.
Yeah.
But I don't think I like the idea of spirits.
No,
That's a little too much dogma and stuff attached to that sort of thinking.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
But I have seen a ghost.
Okay.
So ghosts.
Space-time.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, it scared the shit out of me. On St. Simon's Island in our house, I saw it. The second time, it did the same thing, and I was like, still scared, but I was like, wait, it just did this. The third time I saw it, I ran right up to it to get a better look at it, to see what it was, and that's when I realized that ghosts aren't what we think they are. It wasn't a spirit, because it wasn't paying any attention to me. It was this woman, and it just kind of, it looked like bad static on a TV, right? It was like not quite there, and it was looking right through me, and I was like, oh, there's no reason for me to be afraid of this anymore, because it can't affect me. It's just some weird thing that's going on. It's like a hiccup or something in the time-space continuum. I was only like 10 or 11 years old.
Wow.
So I stopped being scared of ghosts and started being more interested in them.
Right. Well, you ran right at one, so,
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, the third time it did the same thing. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. But the historically haunted Plaza Theater, a lot of people have experienced a lot of things here. And theaters are great places for ghosts because so many emotions get collected here, so many people experience so many things here. So it's a power spot. Energy is in here.
Absolutely. Well, this was so exciting to get to talk to you.
Oh,
I appreciate
yeah.
you taking some
For
time
sure.
out of your busy schedule.
Homespun Haints.
Yes.
Okay,
check it
very
out.
good. I'll check it out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great.
It's great to meet you.
So, it's not surprising that some of those filmmakers have ghost stories.
And dick fingers, apparently. No, it's...
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk to Dick Finger Guy, but talk to some others.
So 13 days.
13 days, yes.
13 days. That's got to be a 13-day period where you take off from everything else in your life. You leave the kids at grandma's. You leave the dog at the kennel. You leave the cats alone to destroy random pieces of vintage furniture. It's a big commitment, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, people did. They took off from their jobs, or their days just really sucked because they weren't sleeping at night.
Yeah, seriously.
And when you think about daylight really is the best time to film. And some of these films were filmed outdoors. So you had to hope the weather was cooperating and things like that.
Oh, 13 days without knowing what the weather would be. That's got to be hard.
Yeah, one film I saw, it filmed exclusively in the woods behind one of the producers' parents' house. He was like, "Hey, free set." But
Yes.
then also, it's not just writing the script, learning the lines, right? If you're an actor, and then filming it, but with the editing, right? You got to edit it. And you and I both know that sucks. You've got to write the music. You got to write the music or hire
Oh,
a composer for their
It
music.
had to have an original score.
Right. And then also there's all these other little things like getting the color right, the saturation. Some of these films had some really, really creative use of color. The film that was filmed in the woods, like it was all black and white, except for any time this one stone was shown, and the stone was bright purple and it had um like darts of purple light that shot out from it. Like just,
Cool.
being able to do all of that. It was pretty incredible.
That
So
is incredible. Doing that in 13 days when you're not a professional studio.
Mhm. But who did have a professional studio is the next interview here, the one you've been waiting for with Tina Romero. And she mentioned that this film took her like about 10 years to make. And let's play that interview right now, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the film.
I am sitting here with the Tina Romero.
Hello. So nice to be here. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Well, thank you so much for, sparing a few of your minutes. I know that you're very busy. We're about to be showing your film, Queens of the Dead.
So cool.
And you are also going to be receiving the Filmmaker of the Year award, which is incredible. And I understand that it's not just because of the work you do as a filmmaker, but also the generosity with your time and your resources that you have put out there for the horror community and the queer community. And I was just wondering if you had anything that you wanted to say, or how you're feeling about getting this award.
I'm so beyond touched and grateful to receive this award. There's nothing more special than the horror community.
Right.
It is a community full of people who not only love horror and horror film, but more importantly, it's a community of people that applauds one another, that comes around and shows up and encourages other filmmakers. And
Right.
it's an in-person community as well. People are showing up here tonight to watch a movie together in the same room with other humans. And to me, that is the epitome of why we make movies. And it was really what I wanted to do with Queens of the Dead. I really wanted to make the type of film that people could come together and watch in a theater and have a good time and just connect with other humans, because
Right.
it's something in these crazy ass times, it feels like humanity is slipping through our fingertips, and
Right.
the horror community really gives me hope because of the way that it's encouraging and supportive and inclusive, and I feel so embraced by the horror community. And I was very nervous to put out this film because
Really?
oh, definitely, because I am my dad's kid, big shoes to fill,
Yeah.
a very beloved sandbox that I'm playing in, and I'm so not him. I'm so different from him, and there's fear in there, but there's also pride in there too. And I'm very proud of this little weird wacky zombie film I made, and I'm so grateful that Buried Alive has embraced it and has embraced me and is honoring me with this award. It's unbelievable. And on behalf of the entire team that made this film, because this film really was a community effort.
Of course.
It takes a village, and the film on screen is about the queer community coming together to survive something crazy, and that is very much the case behind the scenes too. The queens behind camera were just some of the most brilliant, hardworking people I've ever met, and I'm so lucky to have gotten to make this film with them. And so it's really an honor for all of us, and I'm so grateful.
Well, I know the festival is very honored that you're here, so.
Oh, it's been a
very
blast. This
grateful.
festival rocks.
It does.
Oh my God, I had some weird dreams last night.
Yes.
After we had the most incredible writers panel discussion. It was such a good group of brilliant people who, it was such an intimate, smart conversation that I found very inspiring. And then I watched the body horror block and went home and had crazy dreams. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
It's the aftermath.
Yeah.
So if a local drag artist wanted to portray one of the characters in your
Ooh.
movie, which one would you, I guess, most want to see emulated?
Oh, that's so fun. What a fun question. I gotta go with Zombie Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Our hero zombie, played by Miss Julie J. She's the first zombie we get to meet in this film. Well, not technically, but she's our cover girl zombie, and what's better than a zombie trying to walk in heels?
Right. So, if that happened, what would be the best song for her to lip sync to?
Oh, okay. Let's see. God, it's gonna be a toss up. The first choice has got to be Kesha Blow, because that's also the anthem of our movie, which just feels so right and so spiritually right. But then there's also my favorite Bizarre Inc. song, "Why Waste Your Time? You Know You're Gonna Be Mine." That's another good one. I always want to see Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus.
Love it. So I think you kind of actually answered one of my next questions, which is, why are the zombies slow? But I guess if they're walking in heels, then...
Oh. Well, more importantly, I can't be a Romero without having slow zombies. My dad was a staunch believer in zombies do not run. And it was 100% utmost important to me to keep the mythology of his monster, Romero. So they, slow, one, you got to take out the brain to take out the monster. One bite turns you. And then, this other piece that I think is important about his zombies is that they're a little bit sympathetic and a little bit silly. And I think, for me personally, I think zombies are the most fun when they're a little silly. And so I wanted to preserve all of those things. And then I added one little piece to the mythology, which is that they're still responding to their devices, because I think he would have approved of that. We saw Bub pick up those headphones and respond to the music. I think that he set the groundwork for phone zombies, which we kind of already are.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of horror films would say that zombie movies have some underlying societal commentary to them, whether or not it's intentional. What would be the underlying commentary that you're trying to make with Queens of the Dead?
Well, first and foremost, it's I think the loudest memo is get off your phone. For me, that was actually where I started. Again, as my dad's kid, I knew that I needed to say some shit with this film. If I was going to continue in the Romero zombie universe, first and foremost, we had to say something. And so I actually started with my whiteboard of like, okay, what are the thematic, what is the tapestry of dark shit in the world that I want to address? Because one thing I loved about his films is that he never gave a scientific answer for why the dead are rising. It was not, he's not a rabid monkey bite, it's not a tainted vial, it's more of a collective human suffering, a dark hole in all of humanity. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. So I started with the whiteboard of like, okay, what is contributing to the dark hole amongst humans? And I had on there phones, and device addiction was like my biggest thing. And then social media and how that wedges us apart. Too much information in a crisis, the way that we are suffering from loneliness, even though we're more connected than ever. And then I threw in some other things that I felt was important to address within the queer community, such as like infighting. Just because we are in the age of pronoun expansion and identity is becoming more of an open-ended thing, it doesn't mean that all gays know how to party together all the time. Right. And sometimes the gay boys and the gay girls do not get along. And there's also intense ageism in the community, even though intergenerational hanging is so important. So I wanted to look at those dynamics within the community and how sometimes the queer community kind of like can devour its own in ways that do not serve us. And then the opioid epidemic, something that has touched the lives of so many people that I know. Drug use in the community is pretty rampant, and addiction and, drugs, selling drugs as a lifestyle hustle, like drugs was also something that I wanted to include in here without suggesting that the drugs are why the dead are rising. It's just part of the greater problem. And so I wanted to make sure to touch upon all of these things. And so once I had that, then I kind of got into now how do I deliver the spinach in a way that feels more like a lollipop? How do we make it fun? How do we make it a ride? How do we make it colorful? And how do we make it pop? Because I knew I didn't want to make a bleak and desaturated, sad zombie film. If I was going to do it in the queer community, I needed to find a way to make it fab. And I needed the zombies to be fab too. And I needed to figure out how to make them sparkle and, like these zombies are not, they're dying on Saturday night in Bushwick. They're in there like going out to the club looks. I wanted to make sure to push it aesthetically, like how the zombies appear.
I love that. One final question, because I know you're very, very busy, but would you consider Queens of the Dead a musical?
Oh my goodness. That's a great question. I love that question so much. I think it's adjacent to a musical.
Okay.
I think it would make a great musical. In fact, that's sort of like sometimes I find myself at night thinking like, God, this would really work on stage, and how fun would it be to actually turn this into a musical. But I do think music plays a huge role in this film, and I knew going into it that I wanted to just like music the whole way through. It was very important to me, and I'm obsessed with what my composers Blitz Berlin did. They really knew how to give me all the things I wanted. They gave me the synthy undertones, that nostalgic 80s analog synth thing, to give me vibes and emotions, and then they also were able to give me the beats to take it to the club, because I knew I needed the music to be banging throughout much of this, because it's a club movie. It takes place in the nightlife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to be able to watch the screening of it here in a few minutes, and I really, really appreciate your time, Tina.
My
this
pleasure.
Was so wonderful.
Oh, it's great to talk to you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So after that interview, we got to actually sit and watch the film. I have a lot of thoughts on it. I won't give you any spoilers because you all need to go see this film. I will say, like, it started out really, really strong. It was hilarious. Like, just the strength that it started with. Maybe this is because I talked to Tina first. Some of the themes that she was trying to get across did feel a little overt. However, I was thinking about this after the fact, and I was thinking about how she was, again, trying to like switch the script. Like, a lot of times the queer characters in these films are like the laughing stock, right? And like they're the ones that die first and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she was trying to flip the script in a lot of these things. She also talks about like addressing drug addiction and ageism and things like that. So having talked to her ahead of time and then watching the film, I was like, well, yeah, I can see that. But I was thinking about some other films I've seen just in the last few years that were also kind of trailblazers in their right.
Okay.
So, for instance, Wonder Woman, when that came out, that one got so much praise for, again, how it flipped the script, right? She was an empowered woman. She was not the object of like some twisted comic book writer's imagination. She was the hero, and she was not sexualized either. And I felt like that movie really was like hitting you over the head with that message. But I feel like it had to do it that way because otherwise people wouldn't get it, because it's new.
Yeah, true.
Whenever you have like a new paradigm, I think in film, you have to kind of like hit people over the head with it. Otherwise, they don't get it. I felt like this with the all-female version of Ghostbusters. It was an amazing movie. I have watched it so many times trying to figure out why people don't like it. But I think it was more subtle.
Yeah.
They weren't hitting you over the head with the fact, these are women, you know? It was a little bit more subtle, and I think that's why people didn't get it. It wasn't subtle for us because we exist in the other, right? We've always been in the Venn diagram of horror and other, which for us, that seems to be the whole world.
Yeah.
But for a lot of
like
people,
I said, we've carefully edited all the normal people out of our lives.
Yes.
So when we have to actually walk among them, it's
We're like, what
very
the
frightening.
hell? Yes. What's wrong with you? I will be honest. I think if I were queer, I would enjoy it a little bit more.
Queens of the Dead, you mean?
Yes, Queens of the Dead.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a like clear intended audience, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what she made it for.
It's been a huge divide of queer representation in films. From there are queer characters played by straight actors for straight audiences, and then maybe they could be played by queer actors. Maybe
Right.
some actors are queer.
Yeah.
You know, awakening the concept of, oh, wait, some filmmakers could also be queer. Oh, wait, maybe we can make queer films for a queer audience. And that's kind of been like the progression, which is, it's fascinating growing up through that.
I bet.
Like coming of age in that era of evolution.
I can associate with that from my own perspective, watching movies that are slowly starting to be made for the female gaze, which is kind of how I felt about the Wonder Woman movie. Oh, this is a movie for women, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's part of why people didn't like it. But it had to be very overt about it. This is for women, you know. Same with Barbie. And
Oh, God. Yeah.
did you see Barbie?
Talk about beating you over the head.
Right. But I think it had to.
It had to. You're right. Because it was mainstream.
And even The Substance, which
Oh,
we both loved, but even Alex was
loved
like,
that, yeah.
why is this movie so long? Why is this message so overt? And I'm like, it has to be. Otherwise, nobody would get it.
Right. Don't you identify with her so much?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it was for and by women.
Yeah. Yeah. And not saying men can't enjoy it, but
Just like women can enjoy all the other films.
right. And that's the other thing, too, is why I think that it's important that these films are being made. It's very important that, you know, Tina made this film. And I hope that by creating these films that are very overt in their messaging will slowly help shift things so that now we'll start having more of a pool of movies made by queer people for everybody, movies made by women for everybody. Because up until now, I mean, even as a child growing up, I think I was like 4 or 5 when I recognized that books written by men are for girls and boys. Books written by women are only for girls.
Yeah.
Same with music. Most music out there is sung by men. And that was actually a very strategic decision by the record labels to only take on like one female artist in each genre for a while. The music like literally was not getting put out there. And then when it was kind of like, oh, well, only women are going to listen to this. I mean,
Do you know, I wasn't able to perceive that until we started this podcast. Sexism? Never noticed it.
really?
It's just how much of a wall I have between me and other people who are normal. It's kind of nice. It's like an armor.
Yeah, it does sound wonderful.
It's my obsidian for normal people.
I want to be like that.
It's okay to be a villain. People like villains nowadays.
I do really like oh my God, go away.
So popular.
Jesus.
That was Jesus? You should pick up.
No, he doesn't want to talk to me. He butt dialed me.
But your soul.
I'm so sorry that I had to open your eyes to a world of
No,
hurt.
it's good. I'm glad that somebody did it. It was a good thing to be aware of and not just wonder, well, that conversation with that guy didn't go well at all. I wonder why.
Maybe by the time we're old, things will be different. Maybe we will be recognized as the wizened crones that we are.
Wizened.
We'll be the wise women, and you do what we say, or else a bird will come and pick out your esophagus. While
Who?
you still a bird.
A bird? A bird?
A bird will come and pick out your esophagus while you.
I thought you said Edward, and I was
Edward.
picturing Twilight. Like, well,
Oh, I thought Edward Scissorhands. That's where my
chomp
head
on
went.
your esophagus. Oh yeah, lots of Edwards that can chop your esophagus. This is what our horror film is going to be about.
Well, that's assuming we get the genre of body horror.
That's
And
assuming we don't draw dick fingers on the card.
the dick finger guy could have his esophagus chewed out by a bird.
Are any of the other horror films from the film festival, are they going to be shown anywhere else?
Some of them will be available on YouTube. Oh man, I love film festivals. You need to be here for the next one.
Okay, we'll have more than 3 days to plan that time.
Well, Hainted Loves, I hope you enjoyed these exclusive interviews.
Hang on just a second. We have a new patron.
We have a new patron to give a shout out to?
We have a new patron, indeed. Shout out to Nicole, who joined our Patreon as a fiendish friend. Appreciate our patrons so much. If you'd like to become one of our patrons, all you need to do is go to patreon.com/homespunhaints, and you can join at any tier, including free, for exclusive stuff that is too spicy to air to the general public, including this whole episode. There's quite a lot in this episode that was cut out for the general public that you can see if you sign into our Patreon. So,
Oh, yes. Maybe Becky showed a little skin.
we are both currently showing skin. Well, Becky, I miss you.
I miss you too, Diana.
I want to go to a horror film festival with you. Without you, it's been so hard to have a spooky day.
Homespun Haints is hosted by Becky Kielimnik and Diana Doty, and produced by Homespun Haints Media LLC. Editing and music by Becky Kielimnik. Show notes by Diana Doty. If you have a ghost story and you'd like to be considered as a guest for this podcast, please visit our website at homespunhaints.com/submit.